everybody, I'm Katie. I'm going to be leading you through a yoga class today. It'll be a quick 15-minute practice, and we are going to really move some energy throughout the body, warm the body up. We'll go through some sun salutations, a couple warrior poses, and I'll lead you through some fun balancing and back bend poses at the end of class. So we're going to get started right away standing up on the mat. So come onto 2 feet. And if you have never practiced yoga before, then know that a lot of standing postures in yoga are designed to help you improve your posture. I'm sure you know, due to our lifestyle, mainly whether you're a kid or an adult, we all kind of have this slumped over, droopy posture. And affecting your posture, standing up nice and tall can just make you feel more confident. And if you don't feel more confident, then if you're standing up tall, it helps other people to think you're confident, so you can fake it till you make it. So we're going to start with a little bit of posture. So come onto 2 feet. We're going to stand up nice and tall, what you think is nice and tall. And I want you to rock forward and back on your feet, and then rock side to side. And around, and just kind of feel what all the muscles in your feet are doing. And then come back to center. Now take a look down at your feet. A lot of us, because of the shoes that we wear, our inner arches fall. So if you don't know if your inner arches are falling, then just look down at your feet and notice, are your big toes and the insides of your feet look like flatter than the outsides of your feet? Like, are your pinky toes and the outer edges of your feet rolling up a little bit? If so, then imagine pressing down through your pinky toes and then feel how that changed the way you're standing. Right away that activates up through the legs all the way up to your hips. Now, take your hips over your ankles, and if you are a booty popper or a tail tucker or a hip popper, I want you to find a neutral pelvis. So hips are over the ankles. You can put one hand on your belly and one hand on your low back and kind of feel that. So if you have a lot of rounding in your low back, either a curve this way or a curve this way, then you want to kind of pull everything back in until you're standing up nice and tall. And then finally, we bring attention to the shoulders. So if you are like me and your shoulders are slumping forward, then take the shoulders up to your ears and down your back. So this is going to open up your heart and turn your palms to face forward. This is Tadasana, or mountain pose. So you can see right away why it's called mountain pose. You're standing tall, firm, strong, unmovable like a mountain. All right, let's get into sun salutations. Press down through your feet. Inhale and reach your arms up to the sky. As you breathe out, bend your knees and hinge at your hips. We're going to fold all the way down, and you can do a swan dive and take your arms out to the side as you fold, like you're going down to touch your toes. Relax your head and see if you can look between your legs and look at the wall behind you. Inhale, find a flat back. Press down through your fingers or take your hands up to your shins. Good, and exhale, fold forward again, drop your head. Breathe in and reverse your swan dive. Reach your arms all the way up. Exhale, bring your palms together. Draw them down in front of your heart. And then all the way down to your sides, back into mountain pose. So you'll notice as we're moving through this class, I'm going to be cueing your breath. Every movement in a vinyasa yoga class is linked to either an inhale or an exhale, so I'm going to help you out along the way. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, fold forward all the way down to the ground. Inhale, halfway lift, find a long spine. Exhale, fold forward. This time plant your hands down, and as you inhale, step your left foot back, and then your right foot back like you're coming into push-up position. Bring your shoulders over your wrists, draw your belly button up into your spine. And then 2 choices, you can either lower your knees down or you can keep them lifted. We're all going to bend the elbows as we breathe out and lower all the way down to the belly. Untuck your feet. Press into the tops of your feet. Press into your hands. Cobra Pose. Lift your chest. You might come halfway or press into your hands and lift all the way up. Get a deep back bend. Exhale, bend your knees. Tuck your toes, and we're going to find downward facing dog. So your hips are going to come high up to the sky. Now, if you've never done downward dog before, I'm guessing you've heard of it. It is a pretty popular yoga pose. And many teachers say that downward facing dog is a resting pose. You might be wondering right now, like, how is this a resting pose? Because all of my muscles are working. But over time, it becomes easier. So right now, you're going to press into your forefingers and your thumbs. Try to draw your triceps or your, think about the inner elbows and turn them toward your head. Lift your hips up a little bit higher and try to send your heels down to the ground. So there's a lot going on here. Big breath in and out. Inhale, lift your right heel. Exhale, bend your knee and step the right foot all the way up to your hands. We're going to take a low lunge. Lower your back knee to the ground. Now you can keep your toes tucked or untucked, up to you. As you inhale, lift your arms up to the sky. Press your hips forward so you're feeling the stretch here in the front of your left hip. Breathe with me. Inhale. And a big sigh. Good. Now take your hands down, frame your front foot. Tuck the back toes under and lift your knee away from the earth. Hug your inner thighs together and again lift your arms up. This is a high crescent lunge, a lot of strength building in your legs. Breathe in. As you exhale, turn your back heel and land it to the ground. So you're going to turn your left foot so that it's parallel with the back edge of your mat. Keep the bend in your front knee and tee out your arms. So right arm reaches toward the front of the room, left arm reaches to the back of the room. Look out to your right fingertips. Breathe in and sit a little bit lower. See if you can bend more deeply into that right knee. Flip your front palm. Inhale, take your back hand down to your back thigh and reach up. Reverse your warrior, or this is also called peaceful warrior. As you breathe out, one motion, take your hands all the way down. Frame your front foot, pivot onto the ball of your left foot, and step back into downward facing dog. Breathe in, lift your left heel. Breathe out, bend your knee and step your foot up in between your hands. Lower your back knee down. As you inhale, lift your arms. Exhale, press your hips forward. Big breath in and out. So I'm going to give you the option. This time you can take your hands down again, or if you want to challenge yourself, keep your arms lifted, tuck your back toes under, and without using your hands, press into the ball of your back foot and lift from the quadricep to straighten out your back leg. High crescent lunge. Good. Inhale. Find warrior two. Spin your back heel down. Back foot comes parallel to the edge of your mat. Tee out your arms. Breathe in. And breathe out. Flip your front palm. Reverse warrior. And bring both hands down to frame your front foot. Pivot onto the ball of your back foot. Downward facing dog. Good. Inhale. Let it go. Look up to your hands and walk your feet all the way to the top of your mat. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Inhale. Fold. Reverse your Swan Dive, come all the way up. Exhale, palms through your heart, down to your side. All right, balancing. We are going to take tree pose. So we're going to start on the right foot. Press down into your right foot, take your hands to your hips, and lift your left foot off of the ground. So we're going to start right here. Now there's a few options, so I'm going to start with the more basic option of the pose and then work my way up, so you can choose where you want to stop. Don't pay attention to what anyone else is doing, just what feels good in your body right now. So your left foot, you can take it and kickstand it, put your toes on the earth, and press your left heel against your ankle. This right here is tree pose. If you want to go a little bit further, then you can slide your foot off of the ground so your left foot is on your right ankle. You can take it up your leg to your calf. You can use your hand and take your foot all the way up to your thigh. So wherever you are, I want you to imagine tree roots growing out of your right foot. I know that's kind of silly, but think about it, because those roots growing down into the ground are what's going to keep you stable. Because you can stay here, you can balance on this foot all day long if you put your mind to it, if you practice. Now with this right leg nice and strong, press your left foot against the right leg. Hands can stay at your hips and come to your heart. If you're like, this is super easy, then take your arms up to the sky. If that's still easy, then lift your gaze and look up to the ceiling. And if you're still feeling like this is super easy, then close your eyes and see if you don't fall over. Good. Wherever you are, take your hands back down to your hips, slide your left foot down to the ground, shake out your right leg, and we'll do it on the other side. So you choose, whatever you did on this side, do it on the other side. So if your foot was on the ground, ankle, calf, or thigh, you can choose a different arm variation here if you want. So another arm variation is you can take your arms behind you and reach for opposite elbows. This will help to open up your heart. And take 3 breaths. Keep imagining those roots growing out of your left foot. You are strong and unmovable. One more inhale. Bring your hands back to your hips. Slide your right foot down. Shake out the left foot. Awesome. Come back to the top of your mat. Reach your arms high. Exhale, sink your hips down low, 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 until you come all the way down to a seat. Roll onto your back. All right, I promised a fun pose. So we are going to do bridge or wheel pose. Bridge pose, you're going to walk your feet in close to your body, leave your arms beside you. As you breathe in, press down through your feet and lift your hips up. So you're going to get a little back bend here. I want you to keep looking up at the ceiling. Don't look at anyone else in the room, because if you look side to side, you could end up hurting your neck, and we don't want that. So keep looking straight up to the sky. Press down through your feet. So you can stay there. If you want wheel pose, same setup, feet walking close, but you're going to take your hands up by your shoulders. So your fingers are pointing toward the shoulders. Your palms are on the earth. Inhale, press down through your feet, press through your hands, and you're going to lift and straighten out your arms. So this is like the super fun pose for today. It's okay if you cannot get into this wheel today. Bridge is an excellent choice. Something to work towards. Big breath in. Exhale. Good. If you're in wheel with me, then you're going to tuck your chin first. Bend your elbows nice and slow until the back of your head comes down. Then slowly come back to your back. If you're in bridge pose, lower your hips down to the ground. Good. Hug your knees into your chest. And then release your legs. We're going to take Shavasana. So this is how we end every yoga class, with a resting pose. Take your legs long. Let your feet fall open. Bring one hand over your belly button, one hand over your heart. If you feel comfortable doing so, you can close your eyes. But if not, then just pick one point on the ceiling to look at. Take a long breath in through your nose. Open your mouth and sigh it out. We make so little time for rest in our lives. This is probably the most important part of your yoga practice, to just let your body be still. Let it cool down and let it rest. Take a few more breaths here. Good. Start to bend your knees. Rock your knees from side to side like they're windshield wipers. When you're ready, rock all the way over onto your side and then press yourself up to a seated position. Take your hands to touch right in front of your heart. With your eyes closed or with a soft gaze looking down at the ground, just think of one thing in your life right now that you are grateful for. Your friends, your family, your health. Picture that one thing. Take a breath in and let it out. Thank you all so much for practicing yoga with me today. I'll see you next time. Namaste.